All right, welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be teaching you the introduction to writing a professional cover letter. Now, before we get started, if you did not finish your resume, I need you to go back and finish that before we dive in and indulge ourselves in creating a cover letter. Because this cover letter is going to be a little contradictory to the resume, but you need to finish the resume before you do the cover letter. So, in this introduction, you're going to be learning how to master the art of crafting a compelling cover letter and why it's crucial for landing your dream job. It's the first impression you'll make, so it's important to make it count. Through this guide, you'll learn the essential steps to create a cover letter that stands out. Now, that statement might be a little confusing to you because in the previous video, I stated that a resume is, in fact, the most important step. However, if you remember in the last section of that video, I was stating facts. And when I was stating facts, I included that if you submit a resume to an employer for a real job, an industry style job, a professional job, if you submit that resume without that cover letter, they're going to view that as a mistake and possibly not see your resume or look at it. If you've never heard of a resume or a cover letter, if you look on the right hand side of the screen, there's a sample cover letter. You can refer back to that when we do our assignment. However, there will be one attached in Schoology and on my Google site. So the first thing you need to do is understand the job requirements. That's evaluating skills, matching experiences, and comprehending expectations. When evaluating skills, thoroughly analyze the job description to assess the specific skills and qualifications sought by the employer. What does an employer want this person to do and be able to accomplish within their organization? When matching experiences, ensure your professional experiences align with the requirements and highlight these in your cover letter. If you have professional experiences, I know a lot of you guys are 17, 18 years old, but if you have professional experiences doing a job similar to the one you want to do in the future, you need to include that. I'm going to be using the example of a welder in this presentation a lot. So if you're over at Gatbacks right now welding on tanks, or down at JWF welding on future military equipment, you need to include that in your cover letter if you want to continue welding for the rest of your life. And then comprehending the expectations. Understand the expectations and responsibilities associated with the role to tailor your cover letter effectively. So, once again, not only do you have to evaluate skills, you need to understand the responsibilities. Are you expected to oversee and lead teams? And if you are, you want to include in that the expectation skills section. Maybe you're a good communicator, a good leader, so on and so forth. We're going to keep going forward, but this is some things to start us off. So, researching the company, you need to know their cultural alignment, their recent developments, and the industry in general. So, you need to first examine the company's culture and advise to align your cover letter with their ethos and mission. If you are going to work for a company that wants to save the trees, for example, like they want to save the Amazon, they want to stop the cutting of trees, don't tell them you like cutting trees down, 'cause that's the complete opposite of their mission. Recent developments, stay up to date with the latest news and events related to the companies to demonstrate your genuine interest. If you're going for technology and computers, you might want to talk about, hey, Apple just started a virtual reality headset that mirrors your phone and that will increase productivity. You want to talk about new technology. You don't want to be talking about 2003 Microsoft Excel. Stay up to date, be interested, and demonstrate genuine interest in that company. And overall, you need to have an understanding of the industry. You need to research the company trends and the competitive landscape to showcase your knowledge in the cover letter. If you want to be a welder at Gatbacks or JWF, not only look up those two organizations, look up who they're competing with, who they fighting over contract with. Were they just awarded a contract? Did they maybe just lose a contract? You don't want to be uh arrogant and say, "Oh man, yeah, you guys lost that contract." Ha ha ha. Be like, "Man, yeah, I just saw you guys lost that contract. What happened?" And then let the interviewer elaborate further. It'll create a rapport between you guys and be a conversation starter and make you seem interesting. When structuring your cover letter, there's three main parts. You have your opening paragraph, your main body, and closing paragraph. In the first paragraph, you'll be addressing the hiring manager, mention the position you're applying for, and express your enthusiasm. Explain how you heard about the job and what excites you about the company. A lot of the time, you will not know who is reading your cover letter or filtering your resumes. It could be a secretary, it can be a low-level manager, it could be your manager that's actually wanting to hire you, or it could be the CEO. These people are going to filter. You need to assume hundreds of resumes and cover letters for one job. So you need to make it stand out. You got to make them want to engage and read the cover letter and spend a couple minutes to look over all your job search materials. If you know someone working for the company and they're in good standing with the company, include their name. Yeah, I heard about the position from my uncle who works in at JWF. Let's say the robotic welding section. Include their name if they're in good standing. Now, if your uncle is lazy and doesn't do a good job and is always in trouble, don't include their name. Don't associate yourself with them. But I think you guys understand that for the most part. In the main body, you need to discuss your relevant experiences, skills, and achievements that make you the perfect fit. Your job in this cover letter is to sell yourself to the company. You need to connect yourself to the experiences, skills, and achievements that that employer wants. You can't lie because if you get the job and you actually can't do any of the things, you're going to lose your job. Be honest, but sell yourself. Every job is a sales position because the first thing you need to do is sell yourself to the company and make them want to invest in you. In this, you can connect your confidence to the requirements of the job. Did you do anything previously that will put you ahead of others interviewing for that position? Um, excuse me. In the closing paragraph, you need to summarize the key points, express gratitude, and convey your eagerness to further discuss your suitability for the role in an interview. Include the call to action, requesting an opportunity for a follow-up interview or even a call. Thank them for their time and that you were very, very excited at the opportunity to interview with them. Open the door and step through it. This cover letter opens the door for you to enter the interview room. Without this, it's gonna be very, very hard to get high level positions. Or I shouldn't even say high level positions, but positions that will be gratifying to you and worth your time. So that first paragraph, it needs to be engaging. It needs to be attention grabbing. You got to make the reader want to read it. You got to think of this as a storybook. In that storybook, if in the first chapter readers aren't excited to keep reading, they're not going to keep reading. They're going to put the book down. Don't let the person reading your cover letter put your paper down. So you need to start with a compelling statement that piques the interest of the hiring manager and sets the tone for the rest of the cover letter. You need to highlight key achievements, immediately showcase one or two of the most impressive accomplishments that captivate the reader. You did this with Interact. You were the youngest that worked for the company. You were able to work X amount of hours safely without injury. You didn't miss X amount of days of work. You were given this award by the company for your dedication. You gotta also include a personal touch. Consider adding a personal anecdote or a meaningful reason for why you're drawn to the company or the position. I think a great example of this is the reason why I'm in education working for the Greater Johnstown School District. I am part of a legacy. My family has been in education forever. I'm a teacher. My father's a teacher. My mother's a teacher. My stepmother's a teacher. My grandfather was a teacher at Johnstown. He's a math teacher at Garfield. My uncle's a carpenter. I've had tons of family members. Oh, and my aunt, she's the secretary to the superintendent. My whole family is ingrained within the Greater Johnstown School District. That is how, when I applied for my teaching job, I sold them on hiring me and why they should trust that I was the person that could fill the role of a business teacher within the Greater Johnstown School District. Why could I feel that? Man, my whole family were teachers. It's in my blood. That's a personal touch. If you're, I like the example of welders. My father's a welder. My mother's a welder. My grandfather's a welder. My grandfather worked at Bethlehem Steel Mill, and that really makes me want to be a welder. I want to continue that blue collar heritage within my family. That could be a reason. Something personal that you could connect to that organization. Highlighting the relevant experiences. These can be job specific, quantifiable, and career progressive. Showcase skills and experiences directly related to the job that demonstrate your qualifications. So if you're saying that you're qualified in X, Y, and Z, what have you done that can prove that? Quantifiable means being able to prove with numbers. You're able to produce data that proves a point. It's highlight specific accomplishments with quantifiable data to illustrate the value you can bring to the role. This is very important when it comes to sales. If you said I was able to be the youngest salesperson in the company's history to sell $1 million within a year or whatever it is, I sold X amount of dollars in X amount of time, or I was able to increase company safety by X% in this amount of time. Something that the employer will value and that you put in numbers. If you're new to the job market and you might not have professional job experience, but you worked for Interact Club and you're able to, let's say, come up with $2,000 worth of donation for the Women's Help Center, that's an achievement. You can include that. And career progression. Present a brief narrative of your professional journey, emphasizing growth and development in your cover letter. Welding. You spent 4 years in welding fabrication at Greater Johnstown School District. During your junior and senior year, you spent time at GapVax welding tanks for sewage and wastewater recovery. And now that you graduated, you need to obviously not work in co-op, but you would like to continue your passion and career journey in welding and fabrication. I think you guys get the point. Overall, you need to showcase your skills and achievements. You have your skills matrix and achievements. In that skills matrix section, you need to create a section to showcase your skills, align them with the requirements outlined in the job description, and share specific instances where you made significant contributions or attained exemplary results in your previous roles. What did you do well, and how can you prove it? Very simple. Don't overthink it. Keep it simple. Overall, employers want to hire individuals that want to work for them. They might pass someone up who's more qualified if they don't have heart. If you have the heart for the position, your likelihood of getting that position goes way up. Number one, express enthusiasm. Convey your genuine excitement for the opportunity and how the role aligns with your career aspirations. Be excited, be happy, I don't want to say anxious, but professionally, uh, professionally anxious. Let's use it. Let's go with that. Sure. professionally anxious for the opportunity to indulge in that role. You need to reference the company. Tailor your expression of passion to the company's mission and values, showcasing your alignment with their objectives. Every company posts their mission statement online, or their values or goals, or however they word it. Show that company, describe to them why you're excited to be part of their mission. Why are you the perfect fit? Well, because I want to do the same thing your company's doing. I want to be that person. And I kind of already highlighted it, but the why. Explain why the position or the company is special to you and how they're a good fit into your long-term career visions. Greater Johnstown School District is special to me because my whole family is ingrained in it. That's why I'm a good fit. I might not be the best. I might not be the first option. But to me, Greater Johnstown School District is and always will be number one. And through that heart that I'm proving to you right now, that enthusiasm, I will outwork and beat anyone else that you could think of. That comment I just made to you guys had confidence in it. It had enthusiasm. It had genuine heart. Think about what in your life, what companies in your life, what skills you have, you can create a statement like that and connect it to. If you can't think of a position, a company, a job that makes you feel the way I feel about teaching and working for the Greater Johnstown School District, maybe you need to find something that piques your interest a little bit more, or something that will be more long-term gratifying for you. You need gratification, or you're gonna get bored and not want to do your job. But we'll talk about that more in class. So, you got Tom Waits, closing time on the right-hand side. Closing your cover letter effectively, you need to reiterate interest, you need to have a call to action and thankful conclusion. You need to emphasize your enthusiasm for the role and restate your confidence in your abilities to contribute meaningfully if given the opportunity, if you were given the position. Why would you be the best at it? You need your call to action. You need to be saying, I'm excited to continue speaking and learn about your company. I look forward to the opportunity to interview with you. Keep the door open, entice future communication. And overall, be thankful. Express gratitude for the reader's time and consideration and thank them for reviewing your application. It takes roughly 5 minutes to decide if you're going to get an interview or not. Make sure this cover letter, make sure this cover letter, I'm going to say it one more time. Make sure this cover letter gets you to the interview, gets you past that 5 minute gatekeeper. Uh, Overall, just like the resume, you got to proofread and edit. Your initial draft, start by crafting your cover letter without focusing too much on grammar and vocabulary. Get the information out, get the genuine feeling out onto the page. Step number two, the feedback loop. Seek feedback from trusted colleagues and peers to gain valuable insight and suggestions for refining your content. Yes, I'm going to look over these. I'm going to help you. That's my job as a teacher, is to help you. But I want you guys to use each other first. You learn the most by doing and correcting. So partner up once you guys draft your cover letters. You guys can work together, bounce ideas off each other. But use your partner as feedback. Error check. Diligently proofread your cover letter, checking for typos, grammatical mistakes, and clarity of expression. You have Grammarly or computers, so spelling errors shouldn't be uh, too bad, but make sure that your grammaticals, like your commas, semicolons, list, make sure you're spelling things out correctly, like word form versus number form. At number four, your final review. Create a final checklist and review each point to ensure your cover letter is error-free and effectively communicates your message. Step number four is where I want to step in as your teacher and really hammer you guys on your cover letters. You might think I'm being very critical, and if you guessed that, you're right. I want my students to win. I want you guys to be number one because you're number one in our school, and I want you to be number one in the job market. So, during that final review, you might have to do it 15 times. But you know what? That's okay. Because if you do it now, it'll be easier later and you'll be having better results. So that's all I have for you guys. The screen's shaking here. I can't go any further. I hope this video helped you. There is a sample cover letter in Google that's going to be kind of a baseline. It's like, once again, just like the resume. It's a middle of the road example. It's nothing too special, but it'll get you started writing. Use that, copy and paste it into Google, open it up in Schoology, however you want to do it. Use that as your starting point. If you have any questions, come see me, email me, Google chat me, call my classroom, whatever you need to do, get in contact me. Get in contact with me. I want to help you. Let me know if you guys need help, and I will see you in class. Thanks for checking out the video.